Morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. I will call the meeting of the Lincoln County Board of Commissioners to order. We will be abiding by the Open Meetings Act as amended, a copy of which is posted at the entrance to the room for public review at any point. At 9:15, we will recess as the Lincoln County Board of Commissioners and convene as the Lincoln County Board of Equalization, again abiding by the Open Meetings Act as amended. First order of business this morning is to open with prayer, and Commissioner Hughley, I believe you have the honors this morning.
Dear Heavenly Father, we just come to you today in thanksgiving for the many blessings that you've bestowed upon us, not only in this room, but in this country. We would ask that you be with us today in our deliberations. And we would also ask that you be with those that put their lives on the line every day so that we might enjoy the freedoms that we have in this country, both here and abroad. We pray these things in your holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Next order of business is to approve the minutes regarding the Lincoln County Board of Commissioners meeting that was held November 28th, 2022.
Mr. Chairman, I'd move to approve the minutes regarding Lincoln County Board of Commissioners meeting held on November 28, 2022.
Second.
Motion by Woodruff, second by Wooler. Any further comments or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Woodruff.
Aye.
Wheeler.
Aye.
Hughley.
Aye.
Weems.
Abstain.
Brunt.
Aye. Next order of business is the claims and treasurer's receipts.
Chairman, I would move to approve the claims and treasurer's receipts as presented with the caveat that if something seems out of order as we sign, we reserve the right to retract that individual claim.
Second.
Motion by Weems, second by Woodruff. Any further conversation, comments on this? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Weems.
Aye.
Woodruff.
Aye.
Hughley.
Aye.
Wheeler.
Aye.
Brunt.
Aye. Next order of business is the cancellation of the Tuesday, December 27th, 2022 Board of Commissioners and Board of Equalization meetings. This is something that historically we do that last week of the year. I know that it may cause a little bit of challenges with payroll, but
Would you rather we didn't this year, Becky?
Well, I sent an email out on November 29th and said, traditionally we've canceled this meeting, therefore payroll will have to be approved on the 19th. And this is what the turnaround's gonna be. I know it's gonna be a NACO convention, and neither Sarah or I heard back from any person. We did not hear back from anybody.
okay.
So
So that means
Silence
they can
is-
get it done.
I guess they will get it done. If not, they will not get paid.
Silence is
Yeah.
Not in the
Morning,
traditional
Todd.
legal sense, yes, I know. but-
We'll learn them.
Colleagues of mine, what is your pleasure?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we cancel the Tuesday, December 27th, 2022 Board of Commissioner and Board of Equalization meetings.
Motion by Wooler. Do I have a second?
Well, just because I second doesn't mean I'm gonna vote for it, does it?
Not necessarily, no.
I'll second the motion.
Second by Hughley. Any further conversation on this? Going once, going twice. Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Wheeler.
Aye.
Hughley.
Aye.
Weems.
Aye.
Woodruff.
Aye.
Brunt.
Aye.
Actually, I feel kinda guilty. I feel like being a devoted county employee, I probably should be here working, but I don't wanna be a stick in the mud.
Because there's no meeting doesn't mean you can't show up.
Exactly. Good point.
I'm gonna put a divider down here so you can.
No kicking me under the table.
Says the man with fingernail polish. Your daughter must have been busy again.
It was decorating consistently.
I see.
All right.
Just a side note to that before we move on. One thing that has kind of come to our attention is a lot of departments do not have more than one person that knows how to do payroll. That is not a good thing. If
I
somebody is
agree.
sick, somebody is gone, you need 2 people in your department that know how to do payroll. So moving forward, especially when we're looking at other options, that is going to be imperative.
Okay.
If they want their people paid, you mean? Okay.
Well, I will go ahead and draft an email myself, get that sent out. Next order of business, authorizing the chairman to sign certificate of cost allocation for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2021 for Maximus, the child enforcement reimbursement. Becky, will you speak to this?
This is for reimbursement for child support enforcement, for district court and the county attorney's office. Maximum, goes through all our records and does the report for us. This is just simply signing off the record. I actually gave you the report back in September because they emailed it to us, but we actually now finally got the hard copy, so now we need to sign and send it back saying we received it.
Okay.
They don't get paid unless we get money back, so.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we authorize you to sign the certificate of cost allocation for fiscal year ending June 30, 2021 for Maximus, the child enforcement reimbursement.
Second.
Motion by Woodruff, second by Weems. Any further discussion on this? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Woodruff.
Aye.
Weems.
Aye.
Hughley. Ruler.
Aye.
Bruns.
Aye.
God bless you.
Okay, next order of business, authorizing the chairman to sign an amended memorandum of understanding between the Nebraska Emergency Management Agency and Lincoln County and Hitchcock County.
Hitchcock County attorney thought maybe allowing us to get out on 10 days' notice meant that we would take their money and then get out of the agreement. So, my understanding, that's the big basis for the change. It's an amended agreement, it takes out that provision. It fills in a little more information. That's kind of immaterial, but that's the big change. Because they took out that 10-day bailout clause.
Okay.
So, doesn't change our responsibilities, just our ability to get out of it.
You see no issues with it yourself?
No, it doesn't really, it doesn't force us to do anything other than just be the middleman, so, no.
Yeah. Colleagues of mine, what is your pleasure?
Chairman, I would move to authorize your signature to ratify an amended memorandum of understanding between the Nebraska Emergency Management Agency in the Lincoln County and Hitchcock County.
Second.
Motion by Weems, second by Woodruff. Any further discussion on this? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Weems.
Aye.
Woodruff.
Aye.
Hughley.
Aye.
Ruler.
Aye.
Bruns.
Aye. We have that for me to sign?
I thought she sent it to you.
Yeah, it's a good thing I've got the updated version.
Would not be the first time I had to go print something.
Yeah. I really didn't catch on to the, three entities, but it says both, I'm like, that's really nice, I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess there is, yeah.
Hey, Brandon. Mr. Meyer.
Next order of business is the adoption of resolutions for year-end certifications of the county highway superintendent for the year 2022.
Thank you, Jason, for helping me with this. I think it's only one resolution we need, but we do need to have, 4 of the highway superintendent certificates, as we had 4 different events happen this year, so, as far as people or license numbers.
4 or 3?
3.
Well, we did 4.
Yeah, there's actually 4 because there was, the first appointment that ended January 24th. And then there was another event where the county board was the acting superintendent.
Right.
And then during my period, there was actually a period of no superintendent license until November 4th.
That's right.
And then there'll be another month and almost 2 months of,
So you actually getting your superintendent's Class B
yeah.
license became its own event?
Yep.
Perfect, okay. That clarifies.
So everything's in order here in this bunch of paperwork?
I'll have to get documentation to go with all of it, as far as minutes of that. Jason got, I think, the bulk of it for me, and I had some too, so.
So this resolution, along with these certificates, allows us to get additional monies from the state of Nebraska.
Incentive money.
Student incentive funds, right?
Exactly.
Okay. And what is the general amount of that incentive fund?
Honestly, off the top of my head, it's like 10,000 extra, but. It's the same amount, pretty much all the time.
Okay.
What is the resolution number?
Joe has it.
2022-32.
Well, you've got it in front of you, go ahead.
Make a motion that we adopt the resolution for year-end certification, certifications. Let's try that again. Of the county highway superintendent year-end 2022.
Second.
Does that motion also allow me to
Yes,
sign the
that is what it is, actually.
certificates? Motion by Hughley, second by Wooler. Any further discussion on this? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Hughley.
Aye.
Wheeler.
Aye.
Weems.
Aye.
Woodruff.
Aye.
Bruns.
Aye.
It's kind of a tough time with certifications there.
Jason, thank you for helping Becky with that.
Becky, thank you for helping Jason with that.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Hey, that red GMC needs to be washed over there.
Red Jeep today, huh?
GMC needs washed.
We need a lot more, huh?
It's untowable. Looks like we only have a front page, right? Chair gets the rest, we get the front.
Chris got that part. Chris got that part. Chairman's right on the ball, isn't he?
Well, some days.
All right, it is 9:15. We will now recess as the Lincoln County Board of Commissioners and convene as the Lincoln County Board of Equalization. Again, we will be abiding by the Open Meetings Act as amended, a copy of which is posted at the entrance to the room for public review at any point. First order of business is to approve the minutes regarding the Lincoln County Board of Equalization meeting that was held November 28th, 2022.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the minutes regarding Lincoln County Board of Equalization meeting held on November 28, 2022.
Motion by Woodruff,
Second.
second by Ruler. Any further discussion or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Woodruff.
Aye.
Wheeler.
Aye.
Hughley.
Aye.
Weems.
Abstain.
Bruns.
Aye. Next order of business is certificates of correction and refund as submitted by the county assessor. County assessor is indicating we have none this week. Like that. Moving on to the next order of business, motor vehicle tax exemption applications. I believe we have one this week.
Chairman, I'd make a motion that we approve the application for exemption by the American National Red Cross for a 2021 Ford Transit Connect and a 2018 Dodge Grand Caravan, recommended for approval by Sherry Newton, the Deputy County Treasurer.
Second.
Motion by Hughley, second by Woodruff. Any further discussion on this application? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Hughley.
Aye.
Woodruff.
Aye.
Weems.
Aye.
Wheeler.
Aye.
Bruns.
Aye. Is there anything else to come before the Lincoln County Board of Equalization? Going once, going twice. Hearing none, we will adjourn as the Lincoln County Board of Equalization at 9:17 and reconvene as the Lincoln County Board of Commissioners. Thank you, ladies.
We have a couple of visitors today, the Sutherland High School Government class. There's a couple students visiting today.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I think it's great that you guys came.
Do they have any names?
Are you twins? No. You have the same name, I wondered if.
Don't embarrass easily either, do you?
I was thinking they needed arrested.
The blonde one for sure.
Yeah.
If they don't have names, they should probably be.
I'm guessing there's relation.
Does anybody in this room know your names?
Yeah.
Why don't you just share it with us so we don't have to pry it out of them?
I'm Maddie Carr. And I'm Sydney Wilson.
Sydney.
Good
Maddie.
morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being with us today. Hopefully you learn a little something for your class to take back.
If nothing else, learn what not to do.
You can tell,
I
we're-
have to help your mom with the minutes. We got thrown into this.
The guy over there with the badge looks pretty innocent, but don't push him.
Oh, I know
He's all
Sydney.
right.
I know Sydney.
Yeah.
I sure ought to take that.
For good reasons, we're sure, Sydney.
Okay, it is 9:20. We will move on to our 9:20 agenda item, which is discuss and consider alcohol enforcement NOHS grant at the end of December for the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office. Lieutenant Newton, good morning.
Good morning.
Deputy Quarter's not here today, huh?
I want to get him on the day shift eventually. This is an application for an alcohol drive sober or get pulled over enforcement selective time. They always do this in December, so this grant. And we've asked for $15,000 in overtime rate for additional deputies on the highways and byways in Lincoln County for that time period.
Okay.
You got this last year, didn't you?
Yes.
Historically, you guys have always had pretty good success with this.
That time of year,
Exactly.
festivities.
You don't have any doubts that those overtime hours will get filled by the deputies?
They do a really good job. Well, with all the sickness going around right now, we'll see what that does, but, they do a good job of, all the deputies that want to work, put their name into Corporal Quarter, and then he divides the hours up, and if you can't get it, you let everybody know, and people will step up and take them.
Good. I must be doing a good job with these, because we seem to get a pretty good batting average, getting approval and
We get,
successful process.
you get guys out that could just target traffic infractions, and it's amazing what you get out of a traffic stop if you're looking for a DUI or DUI drugs or just any interdiction type activity.
I've gone on some ride-alongs during this time period in the past, and it's pretty amazing the talent that we have with your department and the
We-
office.
We get them to specialized training so that they do it, and they do it right. And this training is the best in the country, and you come back and you realize that, hey, a headlight out at 3 in the morning is maybe not just a headlight out. What are they doing out here? Who do they have with you? And do they have any drills with them? Just, you start digging into why they're out there and what are they doing instead of just right in the morning and kicking them out.
Actually, back in my younger years, I did so many ride-alongs that Chief Deputy Kramer wouldn't make me a training officer at one time.
Just about did, it was, well, that close.
Yeah, I noticed neither one of you is under oath.
That's correct.
Pretty quick on a Monday morning.
All right, colleagues of mine, what is your pleasure?
Chairman, I would move to approve the application process for the alcohol enforcement NOHS grant at the end of December for Lincoln County Sheriff's Office.
Second.
Motion by Weems, second by Woodruff. Any further discussion or questions for the lieutenant? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Weems.
Aye.
Woodruff.
Aye.
Hughley. Wheeler.
Aye.
Bruns.
Aye.
Thanks again, Dan.
Thank you. I'll be back today.
You will?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they got you over here
That's
asking for
right.
something else.
Yeah, they want some,
This went so well.
they're probably gonna want some.
That's just round one, though.
Now, Mr. Kramer, we're not on a byway. We're not on a byway, right?
Yeah, you're on the byway.
No, actually, we like having you on it. We appreciate that.
feeling when I'm driving out to my place and there's a sheriff's vehicle about half mile down the road. I'm like, all right, that makes people think twice before they do something stupid.
Yep.
Well, it scares them off. That's not good.
Paul, get one of those bumper stickers says, I support local law enforcement, makes a world of difference, put it on your back bumper.
I don't.
Yeah, they guarantee
Come on
they'll
down,
pull you
Joe.
over. Especially if Raleigh's
Did we send this to you? Did I lose this?
I think it was stuck to the back of one of the other ones. I do currently have a head mud out though, so better be getting that fixed.
should not be driving.
I don't know that you're out at
3
3 a.m.
I was always on my way to work at 3 a.m. I was out a lot at 3 a.m.
While we have a quick minute, I want to make sure that we give appropriate recognition and thanks to Tammy and all the other county employees that put on a great employee appreciation.
I second that. That was a marvelous event and everyone seemed to enjoy and appreciate it.
We
Thank
have-
you. We had a great committee. Becky Russell, Nikki Fisher, Angie Forbes, Angela Franz, who happened to be ill that day. We were sad, we missed her. Jen Leidick, who am I missing? Okay, yeah, we had a great committee.
Tell you, the turnout was fantastic. Everybody
Yes.
looked to be having a great time.
Some great costumes too.
Yeah, it was fun, and we really appreciate those that stuck around and helped us clean up, because that's the biggest chore, I feel like, but it was, yes, yes. And Michaela, thank you very much for helping
You're
clean
welcome.
up.
We need
I
to make sure
appreciate
that
that.
we get a nice thank you to the J.C.'s.
Yes. that
And
was
to the
great.
DNN event.
And the DNN, they gave
Because
us
he
that building.
donates
Yep.
that building.
That was nice.
Oh, there were teachers right there.
Yeah, on your table.
Yeah, next to me.
I was probably the only one that noticed that though.
I can assure you, I noticed it for a while after.
We were talking, it's gonna be hard to talk this year.
It is, yes.
You know what, Tammy, I couldn't sleep, so I got a list.
Well, good.
You're already planning next
My
year's
mind
party?
was like, oh, I got all the ideas, I better get them down. Yeah, just, yeah, I wanna be at the end of this for fun.
I was listening to 80s on 8 this morning. I was like, oh, maybe an 80s party.
Hey, I'd like that.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
That was so good.
60s would be better.
I have.
It was a modern country thing.
Well, the 70s, we had some tie-dyes.
Yeah, well,
But
we made tie-dye.
Todd and his wife were great. They dressed up really well.
No.
It was
Jimmy.
fun.
We made those.
I did not
Jimmy.
recognize.
Jimmy, oh, if y'all know Jimmy Orr, he dressed up and he was so awesome. I'll show you a picture.
I didn't recognize him either.
It was so good. He was so good.
Stopped a minute and took a look, I didn't know if you ever.
There's
Jimmy
somebody
went all
here in
out.
the room that I didn't recognize.
Todd, yeah.
Todd.
Todd did a great
Todd had a
job.
great-
Todd did a great job.
Yeah.
If we go 80s, I got another good one.
Oh, I didn't see you come in, Todd. Yeah, you did a good job, Todd.
Were you there, Tom?
Yeah, right?
You wouldn't have, I didn't recognize him, but I did video you up dancing to share with our board at our next week meeting.
I thought that was your younger brother. That was you with the long hair? Oh, my gosh.
And the rose-colored glasses. They're sticking the little staples.
Here, Kent, here's Jimmy. With the leash on.
All right, I have 9:30. We will move on to our 9:30 agenda item, which is discuss and consider a resolution amending Sunday liquor sales in Lincoln County. This is something that we discussed last week. Had Tyler go ahead and put the resolution together. We had a local establishment here in Lincoln County ask for us to consider. It's been a topic of conversation with a few others, at least for myself, and I know other Commissioner Wooler's had some conversations as well from people in the county asking us to closely mirror what Lincoln, or what the city of North Platte has just recently done. Tyler, I want to say thank you to doing some research and looking at what the city ordinance had. We did discover that our previous resolution had sales from 6 a.m. until 1 a.m. the following day, Monday through Saturday, which is a slight variance from what the city of North Platte has. They start their sales at 8 a.m., I believe, per their ordinance. So I asked Tyler just to keep it at 6 a.m. For what we have historically done in the county, but to include Sunday in that language. Now, obviously, based on discussion, we can amend that, but this is the resolution that he's come up with, and I welcome conversation on it.
I had initially asked for this to be put on the agenda because Paul from PALS had approached me about mirroring the city's ordinance that they had passed. And there's several reasons, I believe, for doing this. It simplifies the guidelines for the servers and just levels the playing field for the businesses that are outside the city limits to be able to serve alcohol the same time on Sundays as the businesses in town. For the businesses that have buffets and want to do mimosos or Bloody Marys, and I did have conversation with several servers who work at both establishments outside the city limits and inside the city limits, and they said they felt like having two sets of rules kind of set them up for failure. And so they appreciated us taking this into consideration. Paul, do you want to come up and add anything to that, or?
I mean, I can if it helps, or if people have questions.
Does anybody have any questions for Paul?
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
let's make the motion.
Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve resolution 2022-33, amending the Sunday liquor sales in Lincoln County.
Second.
Motion by Woodruff, second by Wooler. Any discussion on this?
Mr. Chairman, would it be possible to hear from law enforcement if they have any opinion one way or the other?
Absolutely.
Somebody would like to speak?
Both jump on those guys.
I don't think we have any opposition. If my memory serves me correct, there's only two businesses in the county, the winery south of Brady, and then yours, that this would impact. And so I don't think it would be any difference than what the city of North Platte's already doing. I don't think it would impact county law enforcement.
It would impact golf courses, which there are a lot of golf events. Being a golfer, I'm aware that it does impact them on a weekend tournament where they have to wait till noon and that type of thing. And I guess the other thing that comes to mind, those who, I don't know if Walmart's gone back to a 24/7 scenario after the COVID, but there's a lot of folks, if you go to Walmart in the early hours of Sunday, that come to town to shop. And it would enable those people to go home, that live up in the Sand Hills, that want to get something, carry out to take home their groceries. So I think if somebody has a problem, they have a problem anyway. I don't know that this is going to change anything there. And, so that's my only addition to it.
Any further conversation?
I just wanna clarify for our resolution file, the only thing that's being amended is adding from 6 AM Monday till noon.
It is,
6 AM to 1 AM every day of the week.
well, it's specifically,
Just adding Sundays.
We're including Sundays in that. So the resolution says, the sale of alcohol liquor without exception as to type or location of consumption shall be permitted in Lincoln County each day of the week between 6 AM and 1 PM of the following day, including Sundays. So, 1 AM, that's what I said. Nope, I meant AM, I correct myself. 6 AM and 1 AM of the following day. My apologies.
specifically repeals resolution 98-14.
Yeah, that's what I wanna make sure I get this done.
And this is for both on-premises and off-premises sales.
And my question is, when does this take effect? As soon as we sign it, okay.
Any other questions, comments? Going once, going twice. Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Woodruff.
Aye.
Wheeler.
Aye.
Hughley.
Aye.
Weems.
Aye.
Bruns.
Aye.
Thank you, Paul.
Oh, this is the wrong.
Oh. There's a second page.
Catch up with that.
I need to learn to flip the page and look.
That's what the county balance on this end of the table is for, is because gonna make
Here's
sure.
it, the double check, triple check,
Yeah.
quadruple check.
That's it, that's it.
Not signing it.
I'm not signing it. Going on. Plenty of time for them to make their changes.
I think the chairman wanted me to bring that to your attention.
Who is that from?
That shop.
That should be the last one of those we get from the Evans building.
Okay.
On maintenance is. For the boiler system, okay?
He corrected it here, so
She knows better.
they got a corrected one right here. I don't know if it's the same secretary.
Motion reserves the right to open claims.
I know.
Door is open.
Just need one. Spread like wildfire. Just gotta get that tight.
Tyler will bring him around.
You wanna pull this one?
I have no objection to pulling it. It's in the motion.
I think yes.
How much is it for? Tyler?
What is it?
Doesn't matter how much it's
Five
for.
bucks. So you can pull it and simply,
Chuck is using an old claim form.
you can simply pull it and reconsider it next week, it's correct.
Sounds good. Yep. Maybe we'll get some attention.
They're lucky it's not for thousands of dollars. All right. It is 9:45. We will move on to our next agenda item, which is discuss and consider quotes for repair of the foundation at the Noxious Weed Shop.
Good morning, Todd.
Good morning. Todd Herndon, Wayne County Noxious Weed Superintendent. Little bit of a change of direction. After talking with Joe on Monday and doing some further research into it, I don't believe it's really a foundation settling issue. I think it was there was an impact to above the garage door. I ground out some of the grout or the mortar that was all broke and was able to get those 4 blocks pushed back to their original position. And then, so I did some reinforcing and remortared those ones, and I'm working on doing the outside once it's warm enough to do that, so.
Todd, I was sitting in a doctor's office last Monday, but I watched this process online.
Mm-hmm.
And I apologize, I've been under the weather, so I didn't get to come out and see you this week, but which door are we talking about? The south?
In the chemical room, the block,
So the addition,
mm-hmm,
the west door,
Yeah.
the far exterior door?
yeah, the
Okay.
big garage door.
Okay, because I know, I was there when they put that the
Yeah.
original building up, and
Yeah.
it was put on the old foundation, which was why I wondered if that was part of the issue.
Yeah, there's no cracks in the foundation, really nothing that I can see other, than above that garage door. So,
Okay.
to me, it looked like, I don't know if one of the delivery trucks backed into it at some point. I mean, it's looked like that for the last 10 years that I've been there, so,
Yeah,
but I got some,
it was there, that was
If I-
that way
if
when
I
you got
could-
there, right?
I'm gonna send a picture around and have you take a look at that, and then I'm going to ask that we do spend 50 cents to allow Mr. Herndon to have his lot regraded a little bit. That's just the opposite, that's at our shop. The water it doesn't even go there, it's 18 inches above the ground, the water goes around.
Around.
Yeah,
Even
you
looks
can
like
Doesn't
it's
see.
doesn't
small.
even use that. So we have just the opposite situation. We have ground above where his downspout comes out, so all it's doing
Yeah,
is
that
keeping
was-
that water right down in the foundation. So at some time, we
Yeah.
probably will have a problem.
And I've
So-
been
Yeah.
there- and I've been there many times when the water stood on the
Okay.
water.
yeah,
So-
so that was one of my deals, either putting the downspouts underneath the ground and having drainage go out.
Yeah, because
Underground.
the grade is extremely,
Yeah, water just
Wow.
sits there, and yeah, if it continues to go, then that will create problems, so. And the exterior, that needs painted, and then the downspout or grading issue. And, replacing that garage door is where my focus is, of that
And
money would go.
if you actually did that much work getting that block done, maybe you can do it, but I was just gonna suggest that we have somebody tuck that.
Yeah, I ground out and retucked,
Oh,
I'm learning new
Jesus.
skills. So, if you guys
Get
wanna.
away ahead of me.
I'll,
My goodness.
I'm not completely done, but learning
Holy
new skills.
smoly.
It's enough videos, you can learn about anything.
I'm impressed. I don't even wanna look at it
Wow,
anymore.
Todd,
That's so good.
look at that.
Well, that little, on the side, that little sure, you might just, doesn't need it that bad. but
Yeah,
some-
in some of those spots
great.
that looked cracked, I ground them out, but it was still solid mortar.
Good.
But up
Just a
above
little
that,
shrinkage,
yeah, above that door, I started grinding out and it just came out in chunks, so.
Good.
And as far as the water along the foundation, do you feel
Right
like,
down there.
you can do that work too, or that's something
I
that
mean,
we
I'd probably-
need to?
I could, but I'd probably at least hire out the digging part.
Well,
Well, you
Joe,
save taxpayers some money with this, so.
yeah, thank you.
And learn a
for-
new skill.
And thanks to Joe for coming out
Yeah,
and looking
yeah,
at it
thank you.
for us and
I
giving you
didn't
some
do anything, he
advice.
did the work.
And, oh yeah,
And
and
Brent
Brent Berglund from the city came out too,
Mm.
right? Yeah, so, good job.
Here you go. I'll have you have these back. Oh, there's more coming, sorry.
Yeah, so after we get that and get it painted, and then I guess if there is any major settling that you could see after it gets all painted, then we
And that's the nice
Might
part of
address
doing a
those.
grout like this, is that you'll be able to look at it and it's easy to see
Yeah.
the visual. We
Yeah.
did, years ago, we had the same issue with the grain facility over here.
Mr. Chairman, do we have anybody, oh, I'm sorry, can I cut you off?
No, that's
In our
okay.
road department that does any digging or not, or do we? Maybe they could
Kinda-
work a joint
kinda need a
project.
mini
Yeah,
excavator to
need
reach in
a,
there.
need a small bucket.
Need a mini excavator. We got one of those? Maybe we can rent one from,
$275 a day at one place I know of.
Take one of our backhoes or something, but anyway,
Yeah.
I know Tom will handle it.
Work
yeah,
with
so far
Jason
so
and
good, good job, Todd.
get that taken care of.
Here, Todd. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Todd.
Joe, thanks for going out and looking at that.
I found out just the opposite, that old building, after it burnt down, they put that back up, Kent, solid as hell foundation.
Yeah, I remember having a conversation with Ed Laurinette about the structural integrity of that.
Oh, is that
slab.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, because there was some discussion with the city whether or not they were gonna allow that, and make them take that foundation.
There's not a crack in it.
No, and they said, this is better than anything you could put in there, so they let them put that new building right on the old
Yeah,
structures you probably remember as well. So that's why I was wondering if it was
no, it worked great.
on the existing building, original building foundation or not.
When did that burn down, Kent?
95.
I don't even remember that.
Yep, it actually, they had to tear it on down, they had to demolish it on down, it got so hot that it ruined the integrity of it, it was a Corvette Quonset type building and melted down the cabs and stuff inside, but we salvaged, I just came on board that year and we salvaged, I think, all the spray trucks, but,
I didn't realize that was your first year, it was, huh?
yeah.
So you want to get a new building? No,
No, I wasn't there.
that wasn't it.
I wasn't there yet.
Okay, okay.
I came in after the fact. In fact, my office was, that when I was in the agency. on
Talking
aging.
about spray trucks,
Really?
Yeah.
that's something, if we have an extra.
Back when you were a youngster.
or something, That's a department that could use somehow.
They are going to come back before us in January
Good.
and ask for that.
Good.
It's in there, we put it in our budget out there.
You remember how big and thick this was writing before, but just really a heavy, what must be drying out, just sitting there, because it's already.
Already. I think just in the year I've been here, I think I went through 3
Congressional people and
fillers.
That's it.
senators, less than half.
Oh,
Well, that makes
do we have a
seventh
package?
hat.
You
People don't
Do
know.
we have
you
a,
must sign twice as much as I do.
National elections.
do we have a package of fillers? I don't think we
Yeah,
do.
Tammy
Tammy
has.
has
Oh,
one.
Protest, I don't know.
What do I have?
We have to requisition it, request it.
You just have to ask her nice.
Oh,
And smile.
You need a pen?
Joe does.
Joe does.
But we're gonna make him ask you nice.
Oh, okay.
How long is that
He's
gonna
working to
take?
get every little drop out of it.
You
Okay,
better believe it, this thing.
I'll wait then.
It's gonna be skipping so you guys can't read it. And pretty soon Tammy will say, can I give you that?
If you start skipping, oh, you already are. Chris will probably ask for you.
What are you saying?
Because I know that's gonna bother you, Chris.
It already does. Call me OCD.
There's worse things to have.
Andre, you, a lot of business with Reminds me of the old fountain pens. Put them up and it was thin, go down, it was thick, and
Yeah.
people, you know, they, not a calligrapher, but whatever they were, just make it look so beautiful, it's like artwork.
I have an aunt that did that. Calligraphy.
Well, I learned that, but I sure appreciated people at work.
Oh, Mr. Chairman, I told you last week, population of Fort Collins when I moved there, I'm dyslexic, it was 42,000 instead of 24 in 1952. I was dyslexic.
Dyslexic.
And current rates are 160.
Wow.
So there's a reason why the streets are so busy.
Yeah.
Oh, my open space on 287 anymore.
Yes, Joe, can I help you?
Yeah, please have a great day.
Yes, I'll have to go back in my office. I have them under lock and key because they're so expensive.
For a refill, instead I had to ask myself. I humbly went over and
Can you bring two? Mine's getting long.
I just let it run out, and that's fine.
Oh, look at that. Now mine is. You better bring 3. Look at that.
They're great pins, but boy, did they go through the.
Yeah.
Holy crap, when it goes, it's going, isn't it?
Jerry, are you safe?
I've got one from Visit North Platte. A little bit better pen, actually.
You can get by with that because you don't sit on that side of the chairman.
Holy shucks.
Yeah.
What do you say?
The same thing I said earlier.
That's fun.
I'll watch, see how you technically have correctly it over there.
Don't forget to pull the little thing off the end.
It'll last longer if you leave that on.
He'll ask for another one.
Hurry up and wait.
I'm gonna ask him to sign that one again.
Oh, I see.
Oh. There's a spring in there.
Yes, apparently you didn't.
The spring's in there, or unless it just popped out, because I put it down in the middle of the, this thing flew off as a problem, came over the
Yeah.
top. No, it's really not. Could we delay the meeting a minute or so? I've
Could we
got
pass this over?
Technical problems.
This is on loan.
Just use that.
That's on loan. That's on loan.
We revisit that Sunday early morning.
Chris is saying this really got away from me.
All right, it is 10 a.m. We will move on to our 10 a.m. agenda item.
Thanks.
Gladly. Receiving bids for 4 half-ton crew cab, 4-door, 4-wheel drive pickup trucks for the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office.
Let me be the official opener here and hand it to you.
Have that.
It's not hurt anybody.
Chairman, if I could speak for a moment while you're looking
Thank you.
through those.
Sure.
Rebecca. Thank you, Rebecca.
Come on forward and state your name and sign in for the record, please.
Marshall Robinson, Bill Summers Ford, here in North Platte.
Good to see you again, Marshall.
Nice to see you also. The reason I'm here today is, as you see, passing your envelopes around, we were not able to put in a bid at this time. Coming to the end of 22s going into 23s. And then with the fleet, they've done some different things with ordering fleets. So when we went in to put the bid in, we've been working on it since they dropped off the sheet. We're not able to build the fleet trucks the way they're able to be built for the police department, or for the sheriff's department, sorry. I'm sorry. For the sheriff,
Almost a four-letter word there.
for the sheriff's department.
See on the agenda?
So at this time, I'm not able to put together a bid for you because I do not have an exact number. I can build them as a regular XLT truck, but then when they get here, I have to do different modifications to make them able to be worthy for the sheriff's department with the extra material that they need. It has to have extra alternators, bigger batteries. That accumulates price and cost, which is figured into the fleet deals when we build them. So at this time, I'm not able to. We've been trying to get a hold of our fleet manager or fleet representative for our area. We don't know where he lives. Somebody said he lives down in Florida. Can't figure out how that goes, but we are making calls and everything, so, at this time, we're not able to put in a bid. If it does happen to get tabled or anything, I will continue working on, putting together this information for you.
Marshall, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Refresh my memory, did you guys get the last bid for the sheriff?
Yes, yeah.
And we're
we
still
got-
waiting on those units?
No, we just got
We
them.
just got them.
We just got them 2 weeks ago, correct?
Can-
Picked them up 2 weeks ago.
Real briefly, can you tell us what is different from that process to this one? I'm confused a little bit.
So just the different process with Ford being, right now, Ford's being so backed up with getting caught up with the COVID and
Oh.
chips. And not a lot of the chips at this time. The chips are pretty much self-containing themselves. They're making steady every once in a while, depending on which vehicle it is, that certain vehicle, but it's more in the Lariats, the upper class ones, Super Duties, the King Ranches, et cetera, the Platinums. Those affect the chips. Now we're getting into the other areas of the truck where it even breaks down to hitches on the back of the trucks. It breaks down to electrical switches, it breaks down to bed liners, it breaks down to just multiple different parts because these other companies that subscribe, that fill Ford to fill the trucks, they are depleted all of their backup that they had before COVID hit. And so it's still a process of getting trucks built. Ford is so far behind in building trucks, just for a little bit of information and knowledge on this. The F-150 bank was opened up, the 1st of October. It was shut down on the 8th of October. And it was full in that 2-week time period, or not even 2-week time period, with orders that were backed up at dealerships,
So
with
this
fleet
isn't a
trucks.
problem with our process, or specs?
No, it's not a
Okay.
problem with your specs.
Okay.
It all has to fall back onto, the fleet and being able to order the right product for you and
Okay.
getting it built.
Thank you. Yeah, so you're trying, but you just can't get there right now.
I can't get there at this
Gotcha.
time, yes.
Okay, thank you.
I for one appreciate you coming in and telling us that, letting us know, because there were many times when we didn't receive a bid from Summers, and so we had some discussions, so that really helps, knowing where you're at. Thank you very much, Marshall.
You're
Know
welcome.
that it's something other than just indifference, so we appreciate the forthright.
Yep, you're welcome. Yeah, I took over the fleet, position, commercial and fleet position, 2 years ago. And, so I handle all fleet and commercial vehicles that come into the dealership. So I'm really trying my best to, make sure that we get everybody taken care of and make as many meetings as I possibly can to let people know. So if it happens to get tabled, I'm more than willing to keep working on it, on that. But yep, the last trucks, we ordered them on 12/8 of December and they were delivered, that was 12/8 of 2021 and they were delivered on 11/15 of 2022. So he has me on speed dial.
I bet he does.
So, appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, is this the only? I have envelope we have opened from Jansen Chrysler, Jeep and Dodge, out of Halligan Drive here in North Platte. They've enclosed bids for 4 new 2023 Ram SSV trucks. Total pricing minus 4 trucks for trade. The trucks retail at $50,280. Lincoln County gets a $10,000 discount per truck. That makes the trucks $40,280 per truck. They retail at $201, $120. Okay. They do have a non-compliance sheet in here. I'm gonna let you take a look at that. There is savings of $40,000 before the trades. We do have the 4 trades on here, and they have different prices for each trade. I'll go through that here in a second. For everybody's reference, there's a standard warranty of 3 years or 36,000 miles bumper to bumper, and 5 years or 60,000 miles on the powertrain. They do not have a delivery date at this time. Production on the trucks will start in January of 2023. The first trade on the first truck is $23,000. Second trade is $24,000. Third trade is $21,000. Fourth trade is $22,000. So 4 special service vehicles priced at $201,120 minus the $40,000 4 truck discount has a total cost of $161,120 at cost. There's $90,000 in total trade, which would make the total due $71,120. Clear as mud. I'm gonna let you look at the non-compliance for the bid.
What's that? And what's that?
We'll give you a few minutes. We're gonna move on to our.
Sheriff, if you need, maybe, unless you have somebody else, and maybe Tammy or somebody might be available, I don't know.
Yeah,
Can I sit in your chair, Tammy?
sure.
We're gonna go ahead and move on to our next agenda item. As you guys look at that, next agenda item, well, here in about 45 seconds, it is time certain. All right, it is 10:10. While we wait for our sheriff's department to review those bids, we will move on to discuss and consider a resolution concerning a land survey corner preservation agreement with the state of Nebraska.
This is a 5-year master agreement. I contacted Bonnie Edwards. Basically, it's the corners for the land corners for the surveying. I contacted Bonnie, and she said she had no issues with the agreement. I think I forwarded Tyler the agreement to look at, so This one just renew it for another 5 years, I believe.
I've looked it over, the state is making some changes. They're really in the billing and the payout, as nearly as I can tell, and then the scheduling of the work. And reading through the documentation they sent with it, apparently it was the state's practice to just drop this on the county surveyor about 15 minutes before the project started. And now they're, with this master agreement, looking to get that information to them sooner. And then they're using a statewide average for a payout on that. Otherwise, it just kind of tweaks the arrangement between the state and Bonnie as far as keeping us in compliance with statutory corner markers. And this should only be triggered if the state has a highway project that would require them to be located and moved.
To me, one of the main things that really made a difference is the use of the words, "This master agreement will eliminate the rush and efficiency of starting the survey work." It's in the current contract, it's not in this one, and that was a big deal, so I like it.
I have no issues with it, so.
Big thing is Bonnie has no concerns with
She
it.
said, yes, that is fine.
Impacts her more than anybody, so.
I would appreciate having a little more heads up.
What's the resolution number?
34.
34. Thank you, Jerry. You ready?
I am.
Chairman, I would move to adopt Resolution 2022-34 regarding a land survey corner preservation agreement with the state of Nebraska for a
This-
5-year period.
This resolution is just a single signature by the chair.
Oh.
FYI.
Well, I'll also move to authorize your signature.
And I'll second that.
Motion by Weems, second by Woodruff. Any further discussion on this? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Weems.
Aye.
Woodruff.
Aye.
Hughley.
Aye.
Wheeler.
Aye.
Bruns.
Aye. Any more claims?
He's saving them for later.
Didn't want to wear out his pen.
He's got a new ink and he doesn't want to burn it up.
What do you think about those used prices? Used?
Yeah, you know, we got a really good trend going with that. It's hard to get to that. It's hard to get to that, you know, where you can do that.
That's funny, because I slid that sucker down in there.
But when you're back to give them away.
Evidently did.
Yeah, then,
How could it go through?
That's a lot of sense.
and the only question to be asked is just, I'm sure the answer, I know that. Gee.
I don't think so. I don't see it.
Did it come out on your old,
Yeah, you could have another $15.
is it still
No,
stuck to
it
the old
wasn't,
one?
because we took that out.
Okay. I am.
3 went in, 2 came out.
That's better than normal. What we noticed on the bids was our trade values have gone down nearly half of what they were last year. And we really need to review our program
see if we could trade it to slow miles like we used to. We were getting, we were paying about $11,000 difference last year, and now we're paying $18,000. It'll fit in the budget, but I just need to see, we need to do some Blue Book research and see what these vehicles are valued at higher miles. Maybe we need to start running them longer, because by the time we figure this trade plus the setup, we're doing setups more often at the lower miles, of course. And maybe this doesn't make sense anymore, so.
Is there any way to know if that lower trade-in amount reflects the thought that there'll be quite a few extra miles on them by the time the new vehicles come?
They might have taken that into consideration, but it's really not my problem.
So you wanna
agree
think
with
about
that.
this for a week, or?
Yeah,
Okay.
we need to study it for a bit. I'm just not sure it's gonna work the way it used to. Maybe there'll be a day when it will, but right now I'm not sure. Maybe it does. Maybe we just need to live through this, pay a little more. Because if we skip a year, then we are stuck with higher mileage forever, so.
That's what we.
There's some downfall no matter which way we go, so. Because kind of if we switch, it's hard to switch back.
Was there a time on that bid as to how long that was in effect?
I didn't see any.
You know, and it may be fine. We might just find that I'm overthinking it, but right now
You know,
seems like I'm better thinking.
I would say that your trade-in program that you've implemented at the sheriff's office has really taken advantage.
always worked
and
really well.
It's worked fantastically well for the taxpayers. You've kept our costs down significantly, so.
And if these trades had done a little better, I just was kind of shocked at the amount of the value of our used vehicles, considering the value of used vehicles if you go shopping for one.
Sheriff, hearing what you've said, I think it would be prudent that we give the sheriff a week to think about this, maybe do some more research, see what other trade values might be, and I think that's a wise idea.
Well, it's a hard market, because as you just heard, you know, they can't even give us a bid, which, you know, that's nobody's fault. But it's hard to have a competitive bidding when there's only one bidder.
Yep.
Which is what it is.
Okay, well, we'll go ahead and table that, have it back before us. 9:40. Perfect.
You guys see that van over there?
I did.
Kind of looks like your thumb when you got a caught in a squeeze chute. Kind of look for a purple dinosaur to come down the road this morning.
Mr. Chairman, since you are tabling this, if I would happen to be able to get Ford's stuff put together by next week, am I allowed to bring one forth for you? It's just a question, I have no hard feelings if I can't, no problem.
Legally, we can't.
That's fine.
We could have, had we rejected this one early
If we-
without opening it, but
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Just a
gotcha.
question. Yep.
Thank you, gentlemen.
I know. We got to be good friends. I think we talked like that. Thank you.
Thank you. Tyler,
Yes,
we have a need for a closed session.
yes, we do.
Okay. We're gonna utilize, the provision at the top of the agenda that we reserve the right to enter closed session at any time as necessary to discuss the agenda item currently before the board. I don't know that this will take too terribly long for anybody that is wanting to stick around. But we just have a few things that we need to discuss prior to the next agenda item. So at that, I need a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd make a motion that at 10:20, we go into closed session.
I would second that with respect to pending and imminent litigation. Thank you.
Motion by Woodruff, second by Hughley. I would ask for the members of this board, as well as our legal counsel, Deputy County Attorney Tyler Volkmer, to stay in the room while we have this brief discussion. And again, this will just be a brief discussion. Any further discussion? Roll call vote.
Woodruff.
Aye.
Hughley.
Aye.
Weems.
Aye.
Wheeler.
I
Bruns.
Aye. Any motion?
Mr. Chairman? Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that at 10:41 we go back into open session.
Second.
Motion by Woodruff, second by Weems. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Woodruff.
Aye.
Weems.
Aye.
Hughley. Wheeler.
Aye.
Bruns.
Aye. We will now enter open session at 10:41 a.m. Next item on our agenda is discuss and consider authorizing Craig Durham to send a formal settlement demand for Old Republic Surety Company and NEPCON.
Mr. Chairman, Tyler Volkner, the Deputy County Attorney, and myself have had a contact with Craig Durham this past week or so, and as to where we're at on this case, and I would like to make a motion at this time if it's in order.
Go ahead.
I'd move to authorize Craig Durham, outside counsel for Lincoln County, to send a formal demand for settlement to Old Republic Surety Company and NEPCON Incorporated.
Second.
Motion by Hughley, second by Weems. Any further discussion on this?
All this is gonna do is allow Craig to solicit a demand or solicit a settlement offer from those two defendants in the HVAC lawsuit. No guarantee they'll wanna play ball, no guarantee they'll give us a number we like.
And this has nothing to do with the third.
Correct. This leaves out any drill.
Exactly. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Hughley.
Aye.
Weems.
Aye.
Wheeler.
Aye.
Woodruff.
Aye.
Bruns.
Aye. Let you gentlemen work out that for us. We have no other need for another closed session. Moving on to our next agenda item, hear concerns from elected officials, department heads, or their representatives. We have somebody.
Chairman, Scott Moses with Lincoln County Dive Rescue Team.
How are you today?
Good, and yourself, sir?
Doing well. If you'd sign in for the record, I'd appreciate it. And go ahead and hit that circle button on that mic in front of you. All right, Scott, what do you got for us today?
We had a call yesterday, and when we went down to the building, we have a large sinkhole along our water line from the curb stop up to the building. We had the city come out and shut the water off to the building. I need to know what direction we need to go to get that repaired. If you want me to contact a plumber, or if we go through the grounds department.
I
Building
would,
and grounds.
well, yeah, it's a discussion that needs to be had with the Building and Grounds Committee, Commissioner Woodruff and Commissioner Wooler.
And I would think they, either one would have the authority to, get somebody out there or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Just depends what it's gonna cost.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least get an assessment done.
Well,
Building.
so let's do more than just get an assessment, because it's down, they don't have water, so. Is there, Counselor, is there any, let's see, is this, oh, no, it's not on the agenda. Pardon me?
This just happened over this week.
Yeah, we just found it yesterday, because I was down there, I think it was Thursday, and that hole wasn't there.
So, could this be an emergency item to authorize up to X number of dollars for the building and grounds to just get this taken care of? That's, I guess, a question.
They could spend 10,000 without the
Oh,
authority of the
okay,
board.
all right. Then I don't think it would run more than that, but if it does, we can make a call. But does that make sense to you, Mr.
Our
Chairman?
building, our building and grounds director would be the first call for Sherry and Michaela, wouldn't it?
Right. I would think.
Yeah, they're gonna need to take corrective
They're gonna
action
have
on
to send Booker
anything.
or Jeff or somebody out there, right?
Yeah, so,
To see what they see.
just as soon as we adjourn here, we could go have a look, see?
Yeah, and I can meet you guys over there if you need.
What's the address?
1701 West 10th. Right next to Notch's Weed Control Building.
Okay?
Does that work for you, Commissioner?
Mm-hmm.
Probably somewhere in the 11:30 timeframe, possibly.
That'll work.
Works for me.
Okay.
Okay.
See you then.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
And what's your phone number, please?
308-520-0305.
Okay, got it, thanks.
Perfect. Thanks, Scott. Have a good day.
If I get this bill comes in while I'm gone, there in the building fund, there is a line item there for like emergency repairs for plumbing.
Okay.
So it's in the building fund.
She should have just done on that.
Dealing with it.
Sounds like a broken water line.
Yeah, he said they stopped and turned it off, the curb stop, and they could. Unfortunately, it's on our side.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
it's evidently not on the city side.
It didn't sound like it.
Dang it.
Take a look. I don't know what our insurance policy has for the buildings. But oftentimes it's covered up to the city line.
Well, actually, it's ours. It's coming in on our property, on our line. It's.
If the curb stop
It's
stopped,
not
the
the
water
same
leak
as
is
your-
on our side.
So it should be covered, I would think, by insurance.
Right. If you have that coverage, which I would imagine that we do.
I'm sure we do. That building and grounds, I would. If not, it'd be a discussion for somebody on the insurance committee.
No.
Wonder who that is.
Well, there's two people on the committee, one person knows something, the other doesn't, so you figured that one out.
Jason, did you have anything for us?
Not unless you guys.
Have you any problems plowing snow?
Nope.
No?
Jason, I did have a compliment to your department for the work and the product used up on Cattle Growers Road. Yesterday I was at a meeting at Thedford, and two gentlemen came up to me afterwards and said that they highly approve and recommend we continue to follow that procedure.
Yeah, I
One was
guess
from
the last
Logan
time we
County and
talked-
one McPherson County, right?
I think one was a wall. Was there a gentleman? Tom, yeah.
He's actually a
Wow.
taxpayer,
Tom
Yeah.
Walls?
pretty good-sized taxpayer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so.
Good
The
guy.
last time we talked, we were up there doing the maintenance work on that. It's worked really well, and I think it's gonna, looks like up there in that high traffic area, we might just have to go in there once a month or once every 2 months, maybe we just do a little bit of.
Little touch up here and there.
Water and touch up, but other than that, it's really holding up good since we did that.
Well, on my way home, I turned and came down that stretch, and it really is holding up well.
It's Linda Myers. So I guess are we. That's just a little different, our monthly, public defender's contracts, I don't know if you wanna, is that one that has to change, or just a regular claim, right? Okay, thank you.
I do have a question, Tyler, for you. Art Hazenhauer contacted me over the weekend and said that he was in the courthouse and stopped at both the assessor's office and Register of Deeds. And that piece of property that we passed a resolution on, returning it to the Hazenhauer family, still shows registered to the state. So is there something we need to do to finish that process for him, or something he needs to do?
Might not have just been processed yet.
Should I just stop in Lois's office and follow up?
Ask Lois.
Is he seeing that on hard copy, or is he seeing that on GIS?
No, he came into the courthouse and went to those offices, and they said it's still registered in the state. Register of Deeds pulled it up for him, and the assessor's office said it's still assessed to the state.
See, that's interesting, because a long time ago it should have been put to Lincoln County.
Should have been.
Well, but,
Yeah, the resolution got filed with Lois, so.
yeah,
Okay.
and the state does not historically follow up on those.
No, and that's how it all
Because
got.
Tyler and I went over and visited with District Six engineer. Drawing a blank, Tyler.
Gary Thayer?
Gary Thayer, thank you. And that's not something that's on their front burner.
Right.
No, and Gary told me that
So
when I
that's why,
first started working.
the state's not gonna make any effort,
No,
so.
no, Art was under the impression it was just something here within the walls of our courthouse that needed another step or something. Okay, I'll just go talk to Lois.
Yeah, one thing I did wanna make you guys aware of, I guess, we did lose an engine in one of our blades, last week. So, well, it's less than
How do you lose an engine? It's like, I'm just asking.
that one we do not know, actually.
Okay.
It started blowing oil, out, and we got it into the shop, where they actually came out to the field to try to look at it, and we couldn't even get it to start out there. We loaded it up, hauled it to them.
So if that was like a head gasket or some kind of big.
No, we've lost compression in 3 of the cylinders, and something tore loose in there for whatever reason and spread throughout half the cylinders, so. Yep, so it is in the shop right now. We did get quotes back, preliminary quotes on that.
Had that
Doing
been had new injectors been installed in that unit?
No.
Is that on a Caterpillar or a John Deere?
It's on one of the John Deeres, one of the 672s.
We've changed out injectors on Cummins diesels, and that sleeve, if you don't change that sleeve out, if you put a new injector in, all that debris can go into the cylinder, is why I asked that question.
No, they're
The warranty goes
thinking,
away if you
yeah,
don't
they're-
change the sleeve along with the injector.
no, I don't think we did any injector work on this one. I think it was, what they're thinking is maybe we lost a valve,
Oh,
and then it consequently spread through the next couple cylinders, pretty quickly.
how many hours on that?
8,000,
Gee,
so it was kind of
A
a,
kid?
yeah,
why
it
isn't that
was,
$20,000
it was
unit?
really, kind of something we don't see very often at that hours. It kind
No.
of. No, none. So we did get the pricing back in. It was, rough numbers, it was about 30,000 for a long block only. And then about 45,000 for a complete engine. But given the failure and kind of what happened and everything, I really don't think, and everybody in the shop between Ken and Brian kind of agree too, that we need to just go with a complete engine, because if we go with the long block with all that oil going through the turbos and everything, I mean, it wouldn't take much to go ahead and add to that 30,000 pretty quickly if we just tried the long block and then start having turbo failures and that sort of thing. Plus, if we go with the complete engine for another $1,900, we can get additional warranty, like 3 years, 30, or
Exactly.
3,000 hours for it. And that would pretty much give us that machine under warranty.
But is that a machine that would be on your trading block anytime soon?
No,
No.
that, so if we
Because I'd
put
hate
that
to
money.
put that kind of money in it and then turn around and give it away on a
No,
trade.
so we would definitely take it at least through the 3 years, 3,000 hours, and maybe even a little bit past that before we'd be looking to trade that machine, so.
Okay.
I think given where we're at, I think we're gonna go the route of it'll be probably more like 47 after the warranty,
All right.
so. Yep.
So were you driving now? Is that the day you were out playing? Or
No,
can't blame it on you?
no, it wasn't me that day, so.
Wasn't Brian?
I don't know if we can blame it on Brian or not, no.
No?
No, it was just normal, normal operations there.
Nobody
so.
was hot rodding?
No, unfortunately.
Oh, my God.
Bad news, but,
Yep.
the only folks that don't have equipment failures are the folks that don't own equipment.
Yep, yeah, just a big one we don't like to see, but.
Yep. But thanks for, getting the information in regards to what it's gonna possibly cost to get back into service, so.
Wouldn't we be looking at a new engine?
I think that's the way it goes, as long as it's not something, I mean, you don't wanna turn around and give it away.
Especially on the warranty.
Yeah, the warranty. when you get that close, the warranty makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I
And the
think so.
contamination issue with just the long
Turbo
block.
and everything, yeah.
How soon
That's-
can they get to it, Jason?
New one, they would have to order, it's probably gonna be about 4 or 5 weeks, so.
You
it'll
know,
put us.
another thought, you might talk to Deputy County Attorney Volter, pretty good at that, and he could help you back out there and build it.
No.
Oh, no, something
He didn't even hesitate.
He'd rather tinker on his own stuff.
Yeah.
I'd start with Mason County.
And as I understand it, there is another machine that's available for this particular route, and
Yep, so we can cover that, no problem with.
we're still in
spare.
good shape. That way.
Yep,
Thank you, sir.
yep.
We may have to do a little formalizing on that, consider that to be unique or non-competitive when the time comes.
Okay.
Because you can't just go get a brand new John Deere lawn pocket anywhere. But that is enough money, it should be informative good.
Well,
Just have him
probably
take
better
steps.
tell him that right now, I know.
Yeah, because I think he's wanting to order it.
Well, I know, that's my point, is it's a unique or non-competitive item, because you can only get a brand new
You
John
can
Deere lawn
only-
pocket from John Deere.
Yeah, so that should be okay then, right?
Yes.
Okay, we're okay.
We're good.
We're good, we're good.
Yes.
That is where you change the model.
Kent, or somebody that knows something about engines, with $8,000, what would make it second? I don't understand.
No, I don't either, but, normally, well, I'd say normally. If you had a bearing failure or something of that nature,
But, you know, we're always so careful with the oil and everything, and we really take good care of our machines.
well, you can get things in the crank without trying too hard, especially when you're adding oil in the field or.
My,
Open that up.
my understanding is they did go back and check oil samples from this particular machine.
And there was no
There
wear.
wasn't anything abnormally high. Maybe a little bit, but nothing that was.
If you start seeing nickel and some of those hard metals get back in your soil sample, your oil sample, you know you got bearing wear.
Yeah.
Or crankcase, for example, you got gear wear, somewhere on a pinion or something, but I don't know. Tyler he's tinkered with, we've worked on
I'll go
diesel,
home and ask my husband, who's a
Limitations.
diesel mechanic.
inline six Cummins, that's it.
I don't understand how you have a cascading loss of cylinders.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We overhauled a diesel power unit 40 years ago, put it on back on the pedestal on the irrigation well, and it ran for about 50 hours and locked out, so. All kinds of
Well,
things
it's
can
got
happen, you never know.
I know who to point the finger at there.
Something didn't get torqued right, you know, on a wrist pin or something, I don't know. Maybe it just come out of the factory that way, with something that wasn't torqued and it failed.
In my experience, I changed hydraulic hose on an old International Forum, about 70 years old this weekend. And they couldn't make the hose up with the swivel on the right end, and I said, well, I'll reverse it. Well, there's a reason they put them on that end, so I didn't drop my bucket and take the
Can't reach
cylinders
it.
off and all this stuff, and I got it on. Then I get it on, and that sucker's still there. So,
That swivel's pretty important. Put something-
yeah, and there's a reason they put it on one end and not the other.
Yes.
Can't reach the other one. Ken Rice would be the guy I'd ask as far as what he thinks the reason why that might have failed. I don't know if they've had a history on that particular series of engine with problems. Who knows? He's probably the one that looked in it, one of these mechanics.
And the word I got was John Deere at that point in time, I don't know whether they tore into it completely or not, but they were baffled at that point in time.
Where are they?
Tammy, did you have anything for us?
Just reminding you all of your swearing in at 8:30, January 5th. 8:30 sharp, because they have court at 9.
You know, Mr. Chairman, in the past, we've made them do a written report, but since the ladies are from not here in town, we might just have, they may have to give a verbal report on the meeting and what they've learned today. And
Sounds like a great idea.
Were you taking notes?
What?
Were you taking notes during the meeting?
No.
Oh.
You don't have to. We have a YouTube channel. You can go back to
I
school.
think our teacher watched the meeting.
There you go. We made it easy for you.
Yes.
What's this for, Becky?
Becky?
What's this for?
This, when I went to add this to our,
Do we not have a meeting on the 18th?
I don't know what happened.
We not have a meeting on the 18th?
This is to add you and Chris to the account, because they still have walls.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one.
Oh, I see.
Still on
Sunday,
it.
19th.
Okay.
We're gonna have some big stuff on that
Just
agenda.
kind of cleaned it all up, everybody's.
Can't really change this.
Road stuff.
Yeah, just say no.
Talk to Jerry. Jerry knows.
You know, I need to get it scheduled. I did it.
Nuts.
Are you young ladies juniors?
Seniors.
Two
Seniors.
processes this month, one on the 16th. I gotta stop in Kearney on the way home from NACO and take care of
You
that.
got your plans all planned for the next year or so?
Mostly, sort of.
What do you do?
I'm gonna attend Colby Community College and go to nursing school.
Oh, awesome.
I'm gonna go to Chevy State and get my major in special education.
Very nice.
Awesome.
Not yet.
Does that qualify for, does that qualify for the, yeah?
Because we typically.
Oh, okay. Because, you know, they have that entrance program, but I'm not sure. Especially, I think it need more enough practicing it or something, yeah.
Do we, yeah, we'll have one on the 2nd.
Joe to say, what are you guys doing?
Swearing in on the 5th.
That's why.
We'll reorganize it with
I try to make
Becky?
it as tough on you as I can.
Becky,
Yes,
January 9th, can we get that scheduled for board reorganization?
I'm not gonna be here. So, you guys wanna do that?
Or the 16th?
Second Tuesday, I think, is it? No, it's
I will be back on
second,
the 16th.
first Monday up to second
You guys
Tuesday,
can
or whatever it is.
organize, but it'll be up to.
Let's do the 16th then, since you'll be back.
We're doing it. Is that when we're supposed to do it?
I think we can do it anytime in January now. They changed that statute.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, sorry.
It used
Oh,
to be,
yeah, I know
it
that.
used to be
Yeah,
just.
it's been like 5 or 6 years ago. they did
Yeah.
that. Yeah, right.
Office. Which is why we do it that way.
I still think it's backwards. Because my
position should pay, depends on who's sitting there.
Yeah, but we can't do that. You got,
Just so you guys know, I'm going to put everything to Melissa starting the 16th of December, so she will become the official deputy on the 16th. So I'll get all that in place before I leave. Terry will be here 2 or 3 days a week, helping Melissa if she can. Then she leaves for Texas, I think like the 6th or 7th of January. So there'll be a little bit of time in there she got on, but please be kind. With Cheryl being gone, we just have not, and I don't know when Cheryl would be back, I'll be honest. She had complications, she had another surgery, so I have no idea when she's gonna be back. So Melissa's gonna try to be Cheryl and me and her. So it's an awful lot. This was kind of Murphy's Law, everything happened at once and so do the best we can.
Baptism by fire.
Yeah, I don't know when Cheryl's gonna be back.
So Becky, you need a copy of my driver's license?
Yes, please.
It's out in my car, I'll have to bring it back.
Well, at least you have one. We asked for those for like marriage license. They're like, well, I said home. It's like, you drove here, didn't you?
I actually probably have a copy of my phone, let me see.
yeah, if I have an
I'll take one
electronic.
out of the cheapy pen I've got, you know, put in this.
We have anything else? Anybody? Going on?
That December payroll, a lot of the department heads are gonna sign their stuff on Monday. So they might come to the meeting and sign it. The time, they're gonna get time sheets and they might have to sign it, but the payroll claim sheets will be as complete as we can get them.
I did have a copy in my phone, so I'll just email it to you, is that all right? Just the front?
Yeah, I think that's all.
Okay.
Just some proof of address, yeah.
Okay.
Who keeps a copy of their license on our phone?
Me.
Me,
Which license are we talking about?
my driver's license.
I was gonna say young people do, but you should fall in that category.
Driver's license,
Hey, get pulled over, just show him your phone.
You can. Huh?
I have a, well, because I've had to make so many copies, it's saved in my cloud. So,
So I went to the parts store the other day and they asked me what engine I had in my car and I said, I don't know. And they said, what's your license plate number? And I said, how's that gonna tell you what engine I have in my car? And they said, they can look it up now by your license plate number. Yeah.
Thank you, Chris.
yep.
B&B gets in trouble for looking at my license plates.
Yeah,
'Cause I had to have that conversation with them.
yeah.
I swear you did it though.
I did. I remember I did.
Swore you did it. Now, Michaela, yeah, that was probably.
I don't think I filled one out, yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
okay, and I'll leave a copy of your.
I know.
There's mine, and I'm emailing you that
Tammy, you
right
had
now.
nothing for us? Okay. We'll adjourn at 11:09.